Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm your teacher for today, Teacher Shelly. It is an absolute honor for me to welcome you all to the opening of our Maritime English course. So, first and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Gumiang Shipping Seafarers Union who organized all of this, okay? And thank you for your incredible support, your trust, the vision in making this program possible. Okay? Your unwavering commitment, no, to the continuous professional growth and the welfare of your members is really, truly commendable. Now, as we all know that in the maritime industry, that communication is really more than just a skill, right? It is a vital tool for the safety of our seafarers, for all of you, okay? For the teamwork of everyone on board, no? And the operational excellence of the officers and crew across the globe, right? Now, through this course, our goal is to equip our brave seafarers with the language confidence and the standard vocabulary needed to navigate any international waters safely. Again, to our participants, for the officers and crew, to the Gumiang Shipping Seafarers Union, we admire your dedication, of course, to sharpening your skills. We are very excited to embark on this learning journey with you. Okay? And then the union was the one who came up with the idea, who organized it, and requested that the course be made for their members. Alright? Once again, thank you, Gimyang Shipping Seafarers Union, and a warm welcome to everyone. Okay, so let's make this a highly productive and a successful course. Alright? Okay. So, in a while, I would like to welcome all of you to our Maritime English Week 71st Day 1. Okay? Yes. Thank you again. So, we are now with our May Day topic or lesson. From last week, we had this SMCP, which serves our introduction. SMCP, which is I'm sorry, the ship management communication phrases. Ship maritime, okay? Now, for the part 1 of our May Day, we have to learn the fundamentals and emergency situations. Okay? So, there are series of contents for this. Okay. Now, the introduction, you have to learn this about May Day. Okay? The situations that require Mayday call. Okay? We also have how to send a Mayday. Okay? Call. For the SMCP from last week, which means the standard marine communication phrases, we have this Mayday as an example. Okay? So for the next lessons or for the next PowerPoints, we will have examples of Mayday messages. Okay? And another, the safety and responsibilities during Mayday. And the last part is our question and answer. Okay? So, the first SMCP or the standard marine communication phrases, the first one is Mayday. Okay. So, what is Mayday? Okay. Mayday is an international distress signal, right? This one, this phrase is used globally, internationally, okay, to declare grave and imminent danger to a vessel, to an aircraft, or human life. Okay? Life-threatening emergencies. We have to call for a mayday. Okay? Once there's a life-threatening emergencies, you declare mayday. Okay? In order to alert all nearby vessels and coastal authorities immediately. Immediately. Okay? Now, this Mayday is of course recognized worldwide across maritime and in our aviation sectors. Alright? So, once we declare a Mayday, meaning there's a grave and imminent danger to a vessel or an aircraft or to human life. Okay? Now, where Mayday originated? Okay. How it started? Okay. Basically, it has no connection with the month of May. Okay? Or spring festivals. This one, this May Day comes from a French distress call. Okay? Now, it originates from the word aider, which means help me. So once you call for a Mayday, meaning you're asking for an immediate help because there's a life-threatening emergency or an aircraft or vessel emergency needed. So, for easy pronunciation of the word Mayday, because it sounds identical in both English and French, they made up with this phrase, May Day. Okay? Its distinctive sound easily cuts through heavy radio static and background noise. Okay? So, once you say Mayday, okay, the other vessels, or shall we say, coastal authorities can immediately respond for your Mayday call. Alright? That's how it, it is originated from the French word aider. Okay, let's go to the purpose of Mayday. As we mentioned earlier, it is a call or it is a distress call wherein there is an imminent danger, whether human life or the vessel needs an emergency help. Okay, the purpose. First is urgent aid, immediate aid. Okay? Mayday. meaning there's a critical assistance needed from the search and rescue units or maybe from the nearby vessels. Okay? Whenever sometimes local capabilities are overwhelmed. So, urgent aid. That's one of the purpose. Second, it saves lives. Okay? So, the primary goal of any distress transmission is the preservation of life during critical maritime catastrophes. Okay? So, another purpose of Mayday is mobilize SAR. Okay. In calling Mayday, it instantly alerts Coast Guards, the helicopters, okay, or any commercial shipping resources in order to establish rescue operations. So these three are mainly the purpose of Mayday. Urgent aid, save lives, mobilize SAR. Okay? Why Mayday is critical? Okay, as mentioned by the picture itself, it prevents loss of life. Okay? That's why Mayday is critical. We can right away establish an immediate visual and coordinate links with the rescue vessels. Okay? That's why Mayday is critical. It prevents loss of life. Secondly, a fast rescue response. Okay? Once you call a Mayday, it minimizes the time to scene, okay, or what we call the TTS, by providing a rescue centers with your exact target location. That's why it is critical. You have to establish your location. Okay? Now, another why it is critical because it clears the airwaves. Yes. Once someone is calling for a mayday on the distress channel, all other non-safety radio chatter stops. Okay? That's why it is critical. Once, for example, this vessel is calling for a mayday, okay? It is, or the radio channel, or the radio chatter immediately clears the airwaves. Okay? It imposes a silence once there's a mayday call. That's why it's critical to call for this mayday. Okay? Always remember, with caution. Caution. Okay. Not everyone is allowed to call for a mayday. Question, who is the only person authorized to use it? Alright. It's the ship captain or the master is the authorized person to use it, or the officers on watch, or the radio operators, or the GMDSS operators, and also the pilots and the aircraft crew, and the Coast Guard personnel. But basically, the person responsible to use the Mayday call is only the ship's captain or the master. Okay? A distress transmission of a Mayday has an absolute legal priority. It can only be sent on the authority of the master. Okay? Or maybe the person responsible for the safety of the vessel. But on top of it, it's the ship's captain. Okay? Okay. Communication systems and frequencies. This is the Marine VHF Channel 16. This is the main international distress radio used, okay, in calling Mayday. Another, the MFHF radio. Okay, this one is used for long range or over the horizon communication on the high seas. Okay, and also we have the satellite systems. We have here the Inmarsat, the Cospasarsat, of course for digital data distress alerts. And these distress alerts are sent over a dedicated global frequencies, okay, which is now designed to ensure they are received by coastal stations or the ships alike. Alright? These three are important tool in sending Mayday or distress alerts. Okay? Now let's compare between a distress call and urgency protocols. Okay, for the level 1 distress call, basically this is used for grave, there's a life-threatening danger, or for the vessel itself. Example, sinking ship, or there's a major fire on board, there's flooding, and of course, there's a sudden capsizing. Call for a mayday because it involves grave and imminent danger to life or to the vessel itself. Okay? Now, it demands an immediate rescue assistance. from all resources. Okay? That's the level 1. Now, for the level 2, this is also used for urgent, urgent safety situations that are not immediately life-threatening. Okay? Compared to the level 1, there is an imminent danger to life or to the vessel itself. But for the level 2, there's no immediate life-threatening situation. Okay, I will give you an example for level 2. You just have an engine failure in an open sea. There's only an engine failure, even though in an open sea, but if there's no life involved, no life threatening, it falls only to level 2. Okay? Like for example, there's an medical emergencies, but the crew is already stable. That's only level 2. So, you can request for attention also. And you can request for a standby aid only, but not emergency rescue needed. Okay? That's the difference between level 1 and level 2. Alright? Okay. The structure of a mayday call. Okay, let's go to this one by one. So, mayday call, we have a distress signal, right? How are we going to have a script or example for that? You have to say mayday 3 times, like mayday, mayday, mayday. Always 3 times. And then you identify your vessel 3 times also. And mention or identify your call sign. Okay? So, like, this is motor vessel Sea Otter, vessel Sea Otter, motor vessel Sea Otter. And then you mention the call sign, like Delta Alpha 2, 1. That's how you are going to say the script or the example. Again, you identify your vessel 3 times and then mention your call sign. Again, you call for Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is motor vessel Sea Otter, motor vessel Sea Otter, motor vessel Sea Otter. Delta Alpha 21. Alright? And then don't forget to mention your location. Exact location. Your latitude or your longitude or the bearing. Like for example, position 48 degrees, 30 minutes north, 124 degrees west. You have to mention the complete latitude or the longitude or the bearing. And also, you have to mention the distress nature. What is the exact emergency situation on board. Why you are calling for a mayday. Like for example, you will say, we have hit an underwater object and are taking on water. Okay? You mentioned that. So, in order for the rescuer to identify what kind of help they will extend, right? So, you have to mention this. And also, what aid do you need? That's why you have to request for help, or that's why you call for a mayday, because you're calling for help. So you have to mention what kind of help you need. So since you mentioned the exact emergency happening on board, that there is a water that's taking in, you mentioned that we require immediate bilge pumping and rescue assistance. And don't forget to mention crew details. How many persons or crew on board, and the seaworthiness. Okay? Do not forget to mention that. Okay? So that the rescuers will know if the sea is calm, if it is rough, okay? And how many crew is on board. So to summarize this all, this is how you are going to call for a mayday. Okay, example. Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is motor vessel Sea Otter. This is motor vessel Sea Otter. This is motor vessel Sea Otter. Delta Alpha 21. Position 48 degrees, 30 minutes north, 124 degrees west. We have hit an underwater object and are taking on water. We require immediate bilge pumping and rescue assistance. 6 persons on board. Sea stay calm. Over. So, that's how you are going to make a mayday call. This is very important, everyone. Alright? You have to put this in mind, that doing mayday call is critical. It's not just an ordinary call, because this one is punishable by law. Once you call for a mayday and it's really not intended for a distress call, punishable by law. Okay? That's why it's only the master is responsible to do a mayday call. Alright? Let's proceed. Let's go to the situations that require mayday. Yes. So, first, there is an uncontrolled fire. We have to call for a mayday. Uncontrolled fire. Fires aboard, okay, in modern vessels propagate with immense speed. Now, the structural steel, okay, retains heat, right? So, there's a threatening rapid compartment that will collapse. So if in this kind of situation that there's an immediate threat, both for the human life and for the vessel itself, call for a mayday. Why? If there's uncontrolled fire, why do we need to call for a mayday? Because there's a big possibility for a severe risk of toxic smoke engulfing the crew quarters. Alright? If there's an uncontrolled fire. So, you have to call for a mayday in order for the rescuers to immediately rescue, and then they can prepare evacuation, both, okay, for the crew and the vessel itself. Uncontrolled fire. Another, vessel flooding and sinking. Call for a mayday. Okay? When the water breaches structural barriers, of course, stability is rapidly lost here. So, flooding compromises the flotation mechanics of the vessel, okay, and can lead to sudden hull failure. It's going to be life-threatening. And of course, look at the picture. For the vessel itself, it needs an immediate rescue. That's why you have to call for a mayday. There's already a stability loss in here. There's a massive ingress, okay, of water. Alright? So, automatically, mayday must be transmitted immediately once the buoyancy is lost. Okay? So, evacuation order is needed here because the vessel is already sinking. Okay? That's second why mayday is needed. The first one is uncontrolled fire. Now, vessel flooding and sinking. Another, there's collisions and there's a hull breach. Imagine there's collisions. There's a structural impact to that. There's a severe impact. For example, for this, there's already a crack framing of the bulkheads, or the hull plating is already damaged. So, automatically, there's an immediate water, right, that will enter across the multiple adjacent compartments of the vessel because of the severe impact in collision. Another, if this happens, there will be a casualty evaluation right away. Okay? What if there's a severe blast, right? And there's injuries happen and the crew is in danger. Call right away for a mayday. Collisions and hull breach. Another, the test grounding emergencies. Okay. here, you're running aground on reefs, in sandbanks, or maybe in big rocks. That results a severe structural shear. Okay? So the wave action on this grounded ship can break the keel. Okay? So if this one happens, of course there's an immediate risk of fuel leakage and of course the environmental pollution. Okay? So in this situation, test grounding emergencies, call right away for a mayday. Alright? Test grounding emergencies. Because there's already a vessel threatening situation. Another, the man overboard emergency. The MOB. Once this happens, there's an immediate life and death threat here. Call for a mayday right away, especially in rough swell or like in low visibility or in a freezing subpolar waters. Call for a mayday because the man over here, what if it is in a freezing water? In just a minute, hypothermia sets in. That's already a life-threatening to the man over here. Alright? Especially if there's a zero visibility or during nighttime. It needs your massive support here. Call right away for a mayday. Okay? Another example. Why do we need to call for a mayday? There's an onboard explosions. Onboard explosions. Engine room. Like for example, the boiler, no? The crankcase. Okay? It compromises the ship's propulsion, the power, the auxiliary safety systems. Right? It affects. So call for a mayday right away. Now, the cargo exploded. Like for example, the flammable gas, the chemical decompositions of this. It threatens the whole vessel itself. And it might capsize if this one happens. And also, another explosion here. Alright? It needs an emergency help. Call for a mayday. Okay. Another, piracy in armed attacks. Yes, this is common actually. Recently, we all hear all this over the news. Alright? Call for a mayday. Once there's piracy, there's armed intrusions, you immediately call for a mayday because the life of the crew is in danger and the ship's stability is in danger. Okay? The Citadel protocols are initiated here to lock down the critical personnel. Alright? Call for a mayday. And of course, you can see that they are armed. Okay? Right away, you trigger the security alert system, the ship security alert system. You send the distress to VHF, the MF mayday. Okay? If the communications remain active, do that right away. Call for a mayday if piracy and armed attacks is present. So we have uncontrolled fire, okay? We have piracy and armed attacks. We have onboard explosions. We have the man overboard emergencies and the test grounding. So those are examples of situations that needs a mayday call. Another, the critical medical evacuations. Yes. Now, under maritime law, a medical emergency that threatens life warrants a distress broadcast. We call the MEDEVAC, Medical Transport Protocol, to secure help. Alright? Remember that. So, like for example, what kind of medical or critical medical situation? We have a crew have a heart attacks. There is a severe fractures. There is an atrial bleeding or there's an extreme burns. Those are examples of critical medical situations that needs an immediate help. So, helicopters are needed to have a high-speed transit of the crew. Alright? And there should be a vessel coordination. Like for example, there's a nearby vessel and there's an onboard surgeon, okay, that can assist right away. All right? So those are the immediate coordination that is needed once there is a critical medical emergency situation. All right? Call for a mayday right away. Okay, now, since we know the situations that needs a mayday call, let's proceed to how are we going to send a mayday call. Earlier, I mentioned a short way on how to call for a mayday. Okay, now how to send a mayday call. Let's expound, okay? First is you have to keep yourself calm, even if you are under pressure. Alright? You have to be calm. Do not panic. You have to manage. All right, basically, since it is an emergency situation, the initial reaction is we panic, right? That's the natural reaction. But you have to control that because think of it that you are going to save a life here. So even if it is under pressure, you keep yourself calm. Okay? Because panic induces more or it induces a miscommunication or the pronunciation errors because of the stress, right? So take a deep controlled breath, no? So even if you are under pressure, you compose yourself. You keep yourself calm. All right? So, in the picture, we have here a VHF radio, always in channel 16. Because this is the globally channel for distress, for safety, and for calling frequencies. No other commercial or trivial communications are permitted on this band. Only emergency call. Alright? This is the standard band, channel 16. Now, the silence rule for this is that all stations cease, okay, for non-emergency signals once there's a distress call is detected. You have to listen first, okay? Always monitor the channel, this channel, okay? Always, all right? Channel 16. Okay, we have here the distress call multiplier. Okay, so how? As mentioned earlier, you have to mention it 3 times. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Right? Now, here, the urgency notice, okay, or the urgency notification, it alerts all the watchkeepers, no? Once mayday is announced. Okay? All other what do you call this, situations should be stopped, or your other tasks once you hear mayday. Okay? Now, to prevent false alarm, we have to have a drill always. Practice drill for this. Alright? In order for the crew on board not to commit mistake. Because calling mayday, as mentioned earlier, is punishable by law. By mistake, ha? By mistake. Calling by mistake. This is punishable by law. That's why you have to be very careful. And only the master can do the announcing of the mayday. Okay. Here in explaining distress nature, The technical nature is that once you call for a mayday, do not overcomplicate your explanations. You use right away the standard maritime technology or terminologies. Okay? Do not complicate. Like for example, if you are having fire on board, just say onboard fire. Okay? Now, once there's water coming in the ship, you just mentioned water ingress. Automatically, the rescuers can understand already what is happening on board. So do not overcomplicate your explanations. Always pattern or use the standard maritime terminologies. Okay? Now, for example, there is a severe injuries. Okay? You call right away. Okay? And then explain directly that there is a severe injuries on board. There's a loss of steering control. By doing that or by explaining that or by calling a mayday situation, the rescuers can right away understand. Alright? Again, in explaining distress nature, do not overcomplicate your explanation. Declare only severe injuries or onboard fire or water ingress or loss of steering control. Alright? Next. Stating required assistance. Yes. You request right away. Helicopter evacuation. Or maybe there's a rapid sea cutters. If there's a severe water entry or high casualties. Now let's go to the technical aid side. You request special equipment if you need. The bilge pumps or the external fire support if you need that in order to put out the fire, or if you need emergency towing, you state that right away. Okay? And for the vessel standby, okay? If there's a vessel nearby, all right? You state right away what you need, what you require, what assistance do you need. And like for example, in additional situation data, if there's a person on board, mention right away how many passengers or crew members on board. Mention the weather status, if it is calm, if it is rough, if the sea swell is high, the wind speed, the visibility, mention everything, the weather status. And of course, mentioned if there are lifeboats, if there's life rafts, or if the EPIRBs have been deployed already. Okay? You have to mention that, everything, in order for the rescuers to be well informed. Okay? Mention how many persons, the weather status, and the survival equipments. Also, alright, let's go to the examples of Mayday messages. here, the standard Mayday format. Okay. Now, I will go here straight to how we're going to call for Mayday. Actually, I mentioned this already earlier. You have to mention 3 times the Mayday. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Mention your vessel, name of vessel 3 times, and then your call sign. This is Grand Orion, this is Grand Orion, this is Grand Orion. Alpha Delta Tango 234. And then you mention the latitude, longitude. And then the nature of distress, far on board. Alright? And then ask for the what assistance do you need? The specific. Alright? If you need a firefighting vessel, okay? And then the other data, how many persons on board, the weather situation, and then don't forget to say the word over. Alright? That's the format on how you're going to call for a Mayday. Alright? Okay. Example. Alright, here. In the engine room fire script. Like for example, there's a fire in the engine room. Okay. This is how you are going to make a Mayday. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is MV Pacific Star. This is MV Pacific Star. This is MV Pacific Star. Papa Sierra 1, position 12 degrees, 25 minutes north, 115 degrees, 40 minutes east. Onboard fire in engine room, out of control. Require immediate firefighting and rescue assistance. 2 persons on board, over. So, everything we mentioned in the format was identified. We mentioned Mayday 3 times. You have to mention your vessel 3 times. And you identify your call sign, your position, right? The situation, the actual situation. And what do you need? You require immediate firefighting and rescue assistance. And how many persons on board? Okay? And then mention the weather status and then the word over. That's an example on how to call a Mayday in engine room fire situation. Another, there's flooding. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is MV Blue Ocean. This is MV Blue Ocean. This is MV Blue Ocean. Bravo Oscar 2, position 5 nautical miles east of Corridor Island. Taking water rapidly after underwater hull strike. Sinking. Require immediate bilge pumping and rescue. 12 crew, over. Alright. Isn't it? It mentioned that the water is rapidly taking in. And it is also mentioned here that it's already sinking. And what was the help needed? Requires immediate bilge pumping and rescue. Alright? That's an example of flooding. Okay. Example of collision. Accident. Okay. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is MVC Queen. This is MVC Queen. This is MVC Queen. Sierra Quebec 3. Position 34 degrees. 12 minutes north. 138 degrees. 05 minutes east. Collision with merchant tanker. Severe structural damage. Water ingress, and the 3 crew members injured. Require immediate medical and rescue support. Over. Right? So, again, in collision, it mentioned Mayday 3 times. Mentioned your vessel's name 3 times. And then identify your call sign, your position, all right? What is the exact situation? There's collision. What is the exact situation? There's a structural damage, severe. And then what do you need? Immediate medical rescue support. And then, don't forget to mention over. Alright, that's collision script. Now, in life-threatening medevac situation. Life-threatening. Okay. Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is MV Golden Wave. This is MV Golden Wave. This is MV Golden Wave. Golf Whiskey 3. Position 25 degrees north. 120 degrees east. 1 crew member severely injured. There's a deep arterial bleeding and loss of consciousness. Require immediate medical helicopter evacuation. Over. So, you mentioned a symptom clarity here, specifying that there's a deep atrial or arterial bleeding. Now, in this situation, it requires or it allows now an onshore medical services. Of course, to provide, alright, crucial first aid for the crew. Okay? And you are requesting for a helicopter. Alright? So, there is a life-threatening medevac. Okay? Another, you are under armed attack. Okay? So, the same situation. So, in Citadel protocols, it notifies responders that the crew is inside the secure citadel, and it allows the armed forces to use decisive tactical intercepts. So, here, you are under armed attack. Because you mentioned here that there is attacked by pirates. And they are attempting to go on board. And you mentioned that the crew is already assembled in the secure citadel area. And you request for an immediate armed security protection. Okay? Armed attack situation. Now, for the standard speech protocols, basically you have to speak slowly and distinctly in a 100 words per minute. Never rush syllables together, even if in a high emergency pressure situation. Okay? Purely rely on the SMCP or the standard marine communication phrases, phraseology. Do not omit any conversational filler or excessive words. You purely rely or strictly rely on the SMCP phrases and the numerical security. Okay? The number should be pronounced digit by digit. Like for example, 100, you will not say 100, 100. Alright? That is the standard speech protocols in calling a mayday. Always based in on the SMCP, Standard Marine Communication Phrases. Okay, there are really failures, no? Key distress failures, as we say. The critical mistakes. You're screaming, you're speaking rapidly. No. The standard for that is keep yourself composed. Calm. Alright? You pause and read directly from your printed console emergency card so that you will be, we can refrain from miscommunication. Alright? So always have an updated coordinates. Please do not forget to update the current coordinates. Okay? Now, also, the blockage of incoming rescue instructions. The cause of this is the failure to listen properly. So, the proper way is to have a 2-minute listen window. You listen first, okay? Before attempting to speak again. Okay? So, these are the common failures in calling for a mayday. So, we will go to the safety and responsibilities during mayday. Okay, yes. The captain is the one responsible for that, as mentioned earlier. And then, the crew also have different duties and actions to make. Alright? The tactical evacuation. You have to follow strictly the instructions. You wear your safety gears. You go directly to the muster station. Alright? And for the active operations, like for example, for the survival craft, okay, you prepare the survival craft properly and then assist first the injured person. Okay? And then establish a secondary handheld VHF connections always. Okay? So that is the responsibilities or duties of the crew and what actions to take. Alright? And for the radio operators, so he is the one responsible for the GMDSS. Alright? He has to maintain communication, keep communications continuously uninterrupted in the VHF channel 16. Okay? It's the radio operator's task. All right? Okay. Now, there are critical importance of having a teamwork. Okay? When we say teamwork, that's the crew cooperation. Okay? So there should be a seamless cooperation of each and everyone on board. There should be a unified response. Okay? There should be a clear communication from each crew members. And then we should have our uh, uh, um, duty awareness, no? We have to be aware of our duties, right? So the importance of teamwork is very important. No, yeah, it's really critical. I mean, no. So we should have a unified, okay, cooperation. Okay, all right. These are the onboard emergency equipment on what to wear, right? The the safety gears or equipment of each crew. You have to have the electronic signaling that is functioning well, all right? We have to know our duties and responsibilities. So all of these actually are performed uh, for in order for the crew to have a confidence in performing during actual situations. So drills are really recommended always on board, actual drills. Okay, for the search and rescue support, once the distress signal is transmitted, automatically there will be a global rescue coordination that will be launched, no? Uh, a naval, whether it is aerial, no, any global rescue coordination for the rescuers, no. So that's very important. The search and rescue support. We have the coast guards. We have the commercial shipping, some, and also we have aerial units. We have MRCC control, no? So research and rescue support is really very important. Okay, one moment. All right. So next, the rules of radio discipline. Yes, this is very important. The rules. All right. As mentioned also earlier, that using the Mayday or in calling a Mayday has once you mentioned Mayday accidentally, okay, you were able to call Mayday accidentally. That is punishable by law, right? So, a standard precautions, okay, should be implemented and always monitor the channel, okay, the channel 16 for active ongoing SOS streams. And then in transmitting, as mentioned, keep it brief, short, and clear. And always use the SMCP, right? The Standard Marine Communication Phrases. That's the number one rule in radio discipline. Okay? The standard precautions and then transmitting the format. If you will only follow these rules, you will not go wrong in calling the Mayday. Okay? Yes, this is what I mentioned earlier. If what is the consequences of false Mayday calls? The safety impacts of this and the penalties. That's a very huge amount. It's a hefty fines. And it is really imprisonment. And your license is at stake if you happens to have a false Mayday calls. You will delay everything, no? It creates system panic just because you were able to have a false Mayday calls. So always be careful. All right? So, for our question and answer, for number 1, what is the primary purpose of a Mayday radio call? And basically the answer for this, the primary purpose of a Mayday call is, of course, to signal a grave, immediate, life-threatening emergency. That's really the primary purpose, right? Everyone? Are you still there? All right. So, for number 2, the word Mayday. Okay. It originates from which language phrase? So, what does it mean actually? No, the Mayday term. It comes from, yes, from the French, aider, meaning help me. You've got the correct answer, everyone. From the Gumiang Shipping Seafarers Union. Yes, that's the correct answer. Okay, for number 3, if a vessel faces an urgent situation that is not immediately life-threatening, which distress or urgency signal should be used instead of Mayday? So, what is the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? Oh, I heard someone answering. Yes, it's Pan Pan. Not immediately life-threatening. This is level 2, right? Because Mayday is level 1. And then the level 2 is Pan Pan. Okay? Good job, guys. So for number 4, which international radio channel and frequency must be used to broadcast a standard marine VHF Mayday call? Oh, so very easy. I know everyone knows this. Yes, it's letter C. Yes, it's channel 16, our distress channel for Mayday call. Oh, good job, everyone. It's channel 16. Okay, for number 5, how many times should the distress word Mayday be repeated at the very beginning of an emergency voice transmission? How many times do you have to mention the word Mayday in calling the distress signal? Of course, it's 3 times. I kept on repeating that, right? Okay, so for number 6, Which of the following situations would warrant an immediate Mayday transmission? Is it A, B, C, or D? It's an unmonitored hull breach causing rapid compartment flooding and a loss of ship stability. That is an immediate Mayday transmission to call for. Alright, for number 7, when giving the vessel's position during a distress call, what is the most accurate information to provide to search and rescue authorities? Is it A, B, C, or D? In giving a position distress call, the current latitude and longitude coordinates. Yes, you have to mention your exact location, right? In calling a distress call. Next, for number 8, in a standard formatted Mayday message, what does the abbreviation POB stand for when describing additional information? Oh, so very easy. What do you mean by POB? Oh, yes, I heard it right. It's letter D, of course. It's person on board. POB. Person on board. Yeah, that's correct. For number 9, who holds the ultimate authority and responsibility to order the transmission of a Mayday distress call on a ship? Yes, this is very important. Who is responsible in calling the Mayday? A, B, C, or D? Yes, I heard it right. It's the ship's captain or the master. Is the sole responsible person to call for a Mayday. And our last question for number 10, what is a serious consequence of sending a false or international hoax Mayday call? A, B, C, or D? Yes, of course. It's letter D. It awards the ship an automatic maritime safety certification. Okay? That is a serious consequence. Alright? It awards the ship an automatic maritime safety certification. Aside from that, you will be penalized. There will be a fine. Okay? Worse, there will be an imprisonment for that. Sending a false Mayday. Alright. So, yes, we ended our lesson for our part 1 of Mayday. Okay, thank you everyone. Alright, and as we wrap up today's session, I want to extend our sincerest gratitude to the Gumyang Shipping Seafarers Union for participating in our maritime course, of course. No? Your dedication in enhancing the communication skills is truly wonderful. Now, we hope that the practical tools, the phrases that is covered today will serve you well on your future voyages. And thank you for your time, your hard work, and your vital contribution to the maritime industry. Again, I'm your teacher for today, Teacher Shelly. I'll see you all on Wednesday for our another lesson or continuation of our May Day topic. Alright? Have a good day, everyone. I'll see you again. Alright? Bye!